I remember, I know some guy in my year, he wanted to do medicine. His offer was BBB, but he missed out, so he decided to retake A-levels. I called him a few days ago just to find out how A-levels went. Guess what he told me? He told me that he thinks he got BBC, no homo. My boy's looking lost. He doesn't know what to do anymore. YouTube, what's good? It's your boy Spencer, man. In this video, you will find out if you should take a gap year and retake A-levels, or if you should just firm the A-levels that you got and continue to the next stage of life. I'm gonna be replying to an Instagram message that I received from one of you guys, right? So without further ado, let's get straight into it, man. Let's go. So my boy said, hey, I left a comment on YouTube. Basically, I am in the middle of my exam. So far, it's looking a bit peak. I have 3 exams left and I'm behind on revision. I know I'm not going to perform at my best. I remember last week, after the time finished for physics, I sat in my chair thinking about what I'm going to do next because something tells me that I'm not going to get the grades that I need. My firm choice is Manchester. I let myself down so much this year, and I know that I can't go back in time, but I am thinking of what to do next. I want to go to Cambridge like you, and I know I could do it, but do you think it is worth taking a gap year, then retaking my A-levels in November, aiming to get 3 A stars? Do you think that's possible? It's just, I let myself down so much, and I know I could have done better, but I didn't. I want to prove it to myself. I appreciate it, bro. I appreciate the love, and don't worry, bro, I'm about to help you out, you know what I'm saying? I'm about to help you out, bro, alright? Let's get straight into it, man. Alright, so you said that you want to try and retake your A-levels and try and get into Cambridge. The first thing you have to consider is, are you actually going to put in the work, like during the gap year, to perform at your best during A-levels? Because I can't lie, bro, a lot of people be saying that they're going to do work, that they're going to grind hard, but then they don't really do it. So the first thing you have to consider is, are you actually going to put in the work so that you do your best at A-levels? Because Cambridge grade requirements are A star, A star, A for most subjects, if not all subjects. So you have to make sure that you're going to put in the work this summer and throughout the gap year to achieve the grades that you want. Because you don't want to waste the gap year and be like, oh, if I knew, I would have just gone straight to uni. Like I know some guy, he was in my year, he had an offer to do medicine. His grade requirements were, he had to get at least AAA in his A-levels to do medicine at his uni, but he got BBB in his A-levels. He decided to take a gap year and retake A-levels to try and get into medicine next year. I called him a few days ago, and guess what he told me? He got BBC, no homo, but he got BBC. And he got rejected. He didn't meet any of his requirements for uni this year. So now he's screwed. Now he's asking me what to do. And I don't want you guys to be in that same situation. If you're actually going to take a gap year, actually put in the work, bro. Because you don't want to be in the same situation that my boy was, in terms of he took a gap year and he underperformed in his A-levels. So yeah, the first thing you have to consider is you're actually going to put in the work. The second thing that you have to consider in terms of if you want to take a gap year or not is what subject are you applying for at university. If you're applying for a vocational course such as medicine or dentistry or veterinary medicine, the university that you go to doesn't matter. You said that in the message that you sent me, you said that your firm university is Manchester, but you want to go to Cambridge. If you're doing a vocational subject like medicine, dentistry, or veterinary medicine, the university that you go to doesn't matter. Because at the end of the day, you're still gonna end up in the same place. Someone that studied medicine at Cambridge and someone that studied medicine at Manchester, they'll both end up in the NHS anyway, and they'll both have the exactly same career. But if you're applying for a subject like natural sciences or economics, and you want to try and get into banking or finance, the university that you go to really does matter. The better university that you go to, the higher your chances are in terms of securing a graduate job. So if you're applying for a vocational subject like medicine, because you said that you're doing physics, so medicine, you could be applying for medicine. If you are applying for medicine, my advice would be go to Manchester if you're applying for medicine, because you're still gonna end up in the NHS anyway. Obviously, the university experience in Manchester, it will be completely different to the university experience in Cambridge. But do you want to waste a year for a chance of getting into Cambridge? Because another thing you have to remember is that when you take the gap year and reapply for your A-levels, getting into Cambridge is not guaranteed. So you might still be back to square one. So you have to consider everything. You have to decide if you're willing to take the risk and apply to Cambridge, knowing that you could get rejected and you could go back to square one. To end this point, if you're applying for a subject like natural sciences or economics, at the university that you studied that does matter in terms of securing a graduate job, then you could take a gap year and retake A-levels and apply to better universities. Because I can't lie, I don't think Manchester's top 10. I can't lie, fam. Manchester's not top 10. I know that most banking institutions, they seek graduates from the top 6 universities in the UK. So Cambridge, Oxford, LSE, and 3 other universities. Manchester is not one of them. So if you're applying for a vocational subject like medicine, I would advise to go to Manchester. If you're applying for a subject like natural sciences or economics, but the university that you studied at does matter, you could retake A-levels and apply to better universities. Right? The third thing that you have to consider is the fact that, are you going to be productive during the gap year? Because the gap year, that's one whole year that you're gonna miss out. Well, not necessarily miss out, because it could be a benefit, but that's one whole year that you have free. Like, you're not going to be going to university or anything. You're going to be at home. So are you going to be productive during the gap year? Or are you just going to be sleeping and watching Netflix and doing whatever bullshit that you have in mind? That's the issue with you guys. A lot of you guys are going to tell me that you're going to grind hard, that you're going to put in your all, and then a year later, you'll come back to me and be like, yo bro, I slacked, I didn't grind as hard as I should have. That's what's wrong with you motherfuckers. A lot of you guys are like, you guys told yourself that you're going to grind, but you didn't actually execute the grind. You just talk bullshit. You just talk crap. So that's another thing you have to consider. Are you going to be productive? Are you actually going to use the time wisely? Are you going to execute the grind? Are you going to make sure that you do your best in A-levels? Because you don't want to waste another year like my boy did. Now my boy is looking lost. He doesn't know what to do anymore. He just like, there's him right now. There's how he's looking. He's just like, he's looking confused. He doesn't know what to do. He has no clue what to do. If you grind, you'll succeed. If you do nothing, you'll stay the same. Alright? Stay cold, bro. Stay grinding.